Go ahead.
Well, my name is Steve, and you might think that I'm the most unlikely candidate to take a course in controlled remote viewing that you would ever see because I'm a science and engineering kind of guy. I have a degree in aerospace engineering from the U.S. Naval Academy. I served 8 years on active duty flying jets off of aircraft carriers. And then I spent 7 years as an engineer and a manager at a Fortune 500 company. And then after that, I went back to law school and became a patent attorney. And for the last 25 years, I've been working with high-tech electronic and telecommunication systems. So that's my background.
So what got you into CRV? Why did you want to learn about it?
Well, as a science type guy, I guess for many years I had a worldview that the universe consisted of what we could perceive with our five physical senses. That was it. And that started to change when a friend of mine came to me and he wanted to do an ESP experiment where we take turns, we would draw something on a piece of paper out of sight of everybody else, and then the others would sort of sit and meditate and just doodle on paper and try to see if they could guess it. And to my surprise, it was extremely successful. I mean, this was like earth-shaking to me. And so after that, I thought I would just investigate this ability a little further and decided to take Lori's course, even though I was still kind of skeptical, to be truthful, but it's kind of hard to break a lifetime of beliefs. But I really wanted to just research it more. That's a science thing, you know.
Yes.
And then what I saw in Lori's courses was that everybody, including me, was able to view targets that were unknown to them. They were located thousands of miles away, years ago, kind of thing. And and the only thing you're given is a reference number, a coordinate number to access this information. But somehow we were able to do it, and it just kind of seemed like it was an innate human capability. Like if you believed you could do it, you could do it. That was amazing. But for me, still, I was really curious because you don't do this on a conscious level. It's done. Your subconscious mind somehow goes out and collects this information. And what you learn in the CRV course is this procedure for bringing that up from your subconscious mind to your conscious mind so you can write it down, and to do that in a way that your conscious mind doesn't contaminate it or runaway imagination kind of stuff to contaminate the information. But what's still completely unknown, and what I think still needs to be researched so much, is how does your subconscious mind get that information in the first place? And when you're only given a reference number, how does it know what to go to look for anyway? Right? Right. To me, it's a new frontier of human exploration. And, I'm really interested in participating in that.
Awesome. So have you been able to use CRV in your daily life? And I'm going to ask you, I think you're looking at me. Instead, look in the camera. That way you're looking straight ahead in the video.
Okay. Let me tilt it down a little bit.
Perfect, yeah. So have you been able to find ways to use CRV in your daily life?
Well, not extensively yet. I just took the course a couple of months ago. I've been trying to practice on practice targets, because it's an art. It's something that you have to practice to get really good at it. And I mean, I did have a real life situation that I had Lori help me with. And that was a pretty fantastic result that she came up with. So I know you can do it. I know it works.
And what would you tell people about taking a class with Lori?
Well, I found taking Lori's classes were really enjoyable. Um, and honestly, I'd taken a class with another basic course level, with another remote viewing instructor, uh, that I didn't find the class to be enjoyable at all. It was a lot very so structured that it was, and so much homework to do each night that I didn't really enjoy it. So I found that with Lori's course, I could still get the information and still enjoy the course, which was really refreshing.
So that first time that you hit a target, what was that like?
Oh, well, it's just amazing because as you're doing the session, you have no idea whether you're on target or whether you've allowed your conscious mind to jump in and you're running off on some tangent. Uh, so when you follow the protocol and you get to the end of the session and you get your feedback and you see that you were really right there, right on target, it is just amazing. It's just going like, ah. And as a scientist, I'm still going, how did that happen?
So, as a former military man, I know my husband he was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So, don't hate him for that. I know you're
No, I
Navy.
actually, the last 2 years I was on active duty, I did what we called an exchange tour. And I went and flew with an Air Force squadron for 2.5 years.
Awesome. Well,
So I can speak both languages.
good. Well, he trained me to say that the C-130 is the best plane that ever existed. So whenever, whenever we see one, I have to say those words.
Uh,
Lori comes from, she learned under one of the original folks in the military. Did you find, as kind of a scientific person, somebody who had to be converted to believing in all the CRV stuff, did the military type protocol help, do you think?
I think it helps, yeah. I actually, after the ESP experiment I did years ago with my friends, I read a lot of books. I read about the program that was done at SRI, with, Hal Puthoff and the guys out there that did the original research for the Defense Intelligence Agency. And in their book, they were scientists. They were mainstream scientists tasked with doing this. And in their book, they made statements like, it seems that everybody can do this. They did experiments where they grabbed a secretary going down the hall and said, could you come in here a minute and try something, right? And they found that she could do it. I mean, and so to me, reading those sorts of things was convincing to me, because I knew that those were real scientists and that they were totally convinced that it worked.
Cool. So, where are you going from now? Are you going to take more courses? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I am, because I've gone through advanced, um, and I know that Lori teaches a beyond advanced course, and that she teaches medical applications course. And uh, I've had some dealings with her where she gave me a little introduction to the med apps course, and I'm definitely going to follow up and take that. That's really cool stuff.
Cool. So, what's been your biggest takeaway or the most useful thing you've found from learning CRD?
Well, all of this, has given me a totally different perspective on who we are. It's basically, you if you can't perceive something, it doesn't exist to you, and it's kind of like when the when Galileo came along and he said everything doesn't revolve around the earth, and they threw him in prison, right? Because they said all they could do was look up at the sky and it looks like everything goes around the earth, right? But they didn't know everything. They couldn't see everything. And so uh, I think that remote viewing gives you the ability to see an aspect of human existence that most people can't see, right? So their universe is limited. And I think if you really pursue this and become good at it, your universe becomes unlimited. That's a cool thing.